This video was brought to you by the American Hustler. I got an email from a long time subscriber, and it really made me reflect upon chaos. In this thing called life, we're going to have chaos. It's going to happen. Any of the chaos that's going to make you or break you. When it happens, you are not going to be mentally ready for it. You can have all kinds of stuff that goes on in your mind, and you can have plans, you can have contingency plans, but when it happens, and when I'm talking about chaos, I'm not talking about you go outside and your tire's flat. That's not chaos. That's just an inconvenience. Chaos is when you wake up and you had 2,000 eBay listings and they're all gone. And you log into your PayPal account and there's $32,500 and some change that you can't access. And that income stream represented 58% of your income, and it was gone just like that. That's chaos. I remember the morning it happened. I was supposed to go to auctions, but had to get that resolved. Called up eBay, called up PayPal. I woke up. The emails were buried under sales emails, and I found the ones because they contacted us by email. And after that, no response from us, they shut everything off. I had to strategize with my partner. We had to meet. We're like, what are we going to do? Because we had obligations. So it was crisis management mode. We sat down, and I remember the week before, because we had expected a lot of money to be coming in, I bought and I bought and I bought and didn't have any more buying capital. I was going to pull money out the bank for auctions from what I knew, because the sales were pretty brisk, and I knew, it was over 30 grand in PayPal. So, I wasn't thinking that anything like that can happen, because, you're just doing your business. We put together a plan, and I was like, okay, there's 25 units out there, and I hit U-Haul really hard, and they give you a week to clean out. So it's like, man, there's 25 units. There was, it was a mixture of U-Haul, public storage, extra space. There was 25 units. 10 of them were 10 by 20s. It's like, okay, we have money out there. It's just not here. Then we looked at what we had, and we made a decision, because the thing is, we had people that paid us that we had not shipped out the products. And the thing is, with eBay and PayPal, when they do this thing to you, they put you in the position where you're the bad guy. The customer doesn't know eBay. All they know is they paid you and they want their product. And if they don't get their product, it's your fault. None of that other stuff matters. And to make things worse, eBay sends out an email that this seller has been suspended and you might not want to do business with them. So you're already getting shot at. There's an arrow in your neck. There's a bullet going through your thigh. Then they come out and they give the customer a machete to start chopping up on you. And I'm like, you're feeling all this. You got to understand, all this happens just like that. Shut down, hold, email goes out, people are emailing you, so you got to email them back to reassure them, and there's all of this stuff going on. This is why I say the things I say, because like many of you you're currently dependent upon eBay, you don't have another robust sales channel. That is like your main shit. So when our main shit was cut off, man, it was just like shock. But the thing is, there was two of us, we were level-headed, and we came up with a plan. And we started busting the hell out of Craigslist, because Craigslist was doing well. And this was early This was early in the storage auction career. So we were like, I just put everything in the warehouse for sale because, like I said, we had no operating capital. We had inventory, but we had no operating capital because all of the operating capital was in PayPal. And we had stuff we had to do. We had to move units. I had to pay people. It was just like, whoa. And dealing with PayPal and eBay, everywhere you went, it was a wall or just the email response or some robotic customer service person that kept saying the same shit over and over again. And I'm like, do you understand that we're on the verge of going out of business over this and we don't even know what we did? It was a while before one of the reps finally fessed up. Our volume dramatically went up and that triggered some type of risk alert. We were thrown in a tizzy over a risk alert from doing well. Many, many years later, this morning, my head still can't wrap around, we do well, we make more money, so you shut us down? I'm a little salty about it. I will admit, I'm still a little salty about it. Call me biased, but I am. But I'm glad it happened. Yeah, I know it's crazy. I'm glad it happened because on that day, we reinvented our business. We developed new protocols. We learned new stuff. I'll just tell you straight up. After we balanced out and got level, put a bunch of stuff on Craigslist, we got a few $1,000s. We started to feel a little bit better because we had cash. And, that week, we climbed out the hole. It was just like, we make money, need money to ship, because we had a ton of shit to ship out. We shipped it out. We said, this thing's going to resolve itself. We're going to ship it out. Didn't know freaking PayPal was going to hold on to the money for damn near a fucking year. But we got this money, people leaving feedback, which is crazy. They're trying to leave feedback because when you get suspended, it was just, I'm getting fucking emotional because I remember that it's like people's like, hey, we got it, but I couldn't leave your feedback. It was just like we got bent the fuck over for being successful. And that's why in my first book I put in there, it's not your business on eBay, it's their business. Because there was no one saying, hey, we're going to sort this out. No. We had issues before, here and there. But it's like, hey, you change categories or something like this. Get on the phone. That's why we were so confident to leave that kind of money in PayPal. And mark my words, do not leave a lot of money in PayPal. If you're in the habit of doing that, stop that shit today. So we go ahead and implement all these new protocols. We do all of this new stuff. And like I said, for about 2 weeks, it was tight. It was tight. But the thing is, I learned something else. We had so much inventory. Because understand, you know your business, but when something happens, it's like, people say about character. It's like you develop character. I don't think you develop character. I think when times are tough, what's underneath is revealed. That's my thought. That's what I don't think you just all of a sudden going to develop it from nothing. I think it's always been there, and it's either it's going to come out or you're going to fold. So, we're doing Craigslist, and that's why, and this is when the real crazy Craigslist stuff, because I was like putting stuff on Craigslist all fucking day, because we were tapped out. Spent all the money. I want you to understand, 32 grand held up. I had spent 12 grand a week before. We'd pay people a week. This was a lot of freaking money in a week's time because I thought it was going to be replenished. Then it started to loosen up. Because this was about a 4-month period to rectify what happened in one day. It took 4 months for us to get back, and my buying habits changed. They had to, because they didn't have the money. And then that 4th month, it went vertical. Learned some new tricks, learned how to properly pimp Craigslist, and we started making more money from Craigslist than we were from eBay. And we put in some more protocols, and we kept it like that. And I'll just tell you right now, I discovered how to open up another eBay account. I discovered how to open up another PayPal account. At that point, it was fuck 'em. And we opened it up. We put stuff on there slowly, got it rolling again, because from the first time, we knew where all the pain points were. It's like, okay, if we list too many items, this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and this is going to happen. So I was able to open up 3 more eBay accounts, 3 more PayPal accounts, and we were able to fly under the radar because we knew we could not list a lot of stuff. We could not get back to our volume because every time that we had a problem with eBay and PayPal, it was because we were stroking. You ever been like stroking, like you've been tapping on that cervix? I mean, you just stroking, then all of a sudden it's like, hey, pull that shit out. That's what happened with eBay. It's like you fuck it too hard. They're like, hey, get off that cervix. Hey, it's gonna hurt in the neck. It's gonna hurt in the morning. Pull that shit out. So we learned how to shallow stroke eBay. But Craigslist, deep. Just, I mean, the deeper we went, the more money we made. The biggest problem we had on Craigslist was flaggers, which I learned how to just, it's just a consequence. It's like a rose with thorns. It's just the two go together. So during that 4-month period, I developed a new mindset. I developed a new policy because this is me. When you do something to me and I didn't do anything wrong, it alters my relationship with you. So fundamentally, on the most deepest levels, at that point, my relationship with Craigslist changed, eBay changed, and PayPal changed. Because eBay was, I mean, hey, well, here it is. I was a freaking eBay nut. Went to the conferences, got this keychain, got all kinds of stuff. I was deep into it, and eBay was the queen. And the Craigslist was the redheaded stepchild. Well, they changed positions. And to this day, I've never cheated on Craigslist with eBay. To this day. Because the thing is, out of all this, we learned how to make even more money without eBay. That's one of the reasons that I talk so much shit about eBay. Because there's a group that I'm a member of on Facebook, and I came out and was talking about my experiences about 2 years ago, and people were like, because anytime you say something like that, the first knee-jerk response is, there's another part of the story. They did something wrong. They're leaving that out. And over this last 2 years, I have seen people go through the same crap I went through. I want to smile. Actually, I am going to smile. But I'm not going to dance on their misery because I know how it feels. And I've had people come to me and say, God, you were right. Because the thing is, and I'm just warning you, Amazon is going to start doing the same shit. It's coming. I can see it. The behavior is changing. But Amazon's a little slicker. Amazon has always been about Amazon. Amazon has controlled the whole deal. And Amazon's a technology company. Don't get it twisted. They're a technology company. But they're going to start doing the same thing. And I see people fall into that trap of over-dependence on one channel. I'm not going to mention his name because I reached out to him. And, I said, hey, I'll put it on YouTube. And he never responded in that regard. So I'm not going to put his story out. If he wants to, he can. But this guy got a little hiccup in his business. I mean, seriously, a little hiccup. Apparently, he was accused of selling 1 counterfeit item. One counterfeit item. right? I mean, it's bad. Counterfeit items bad. They hurt the economy. They hurt companies. $200,000 a year business shut down over that. And don't know if it was him because Amazon mixes inventory. Gone. Dude's going to have to file bankruptcy over that. The cautionary tale is, and as I tell you day in and day out, do not have one main source of income. You leave yourself wide open and exposed and easily being able to get knocked out the game when you do that. I had my wake-up call almost a decade ago. And I never, in the first book, 5 selling channels. You got to have them. They're a must-have. There's not optional in this economy. Now this is where it goes from good to gooder. During all of that chaos, we never stopped working hard. We never said, oh, the business is a bad idea. We knew the business worked. We knew that we had at one point facilitated a relationship with an untrustworthy partner, which was eBay and PayPal. They were untrustworthy. You didn't know what the hell they were going to do, and a lot of times the rules were hidden. And then when you hit one, it pops up. Yeah, you broke this rule. I'm like, why didn't you tell me that before? And people are like, oh, they got these guides and everything. No. They need to put in simple English that if you are selling $10,000 a month and you jack up to 4,000, 40 grand, we're going to do X, Y, and Z to you, because that is not spelled out. You point that shit out to me. I'll pay anybody $100 who could point that shit out to me, because it's not in the rules. And that's what happened. And it's still happening to people today. But take heart. Because like I said, it's the best thing that ever happened. Because at that point, when I developed that hustler, I think I've always had the micro hustler mindset. We went from micro to intermediate to advanced to gangster hustler mindset, because I looked at eBay in a totally different way. It's like, oh, we're going to pimp eBay. Yep, I'm going to say it. Because, you could inbox me if you want to and do it on the blog, and I'll tell you exactly how to open up another PayPal account, and you will not get caught. I checked this morning. 3 of them, they're still open. They're still open. I'll tell you exactly how to do it for free. Why? Because I hate those bitches. Totally hate them. And I'll tell you how to open up another eBay account. All this is real easy, even today. So during that whole episode, and understand, I didn't sleep a few nights over that. For about a week, I didn't sleep. My partner didn't sleep because, first of all, the injustice. That's the thing. The injustice kept us up because we didn't do anything wrong. And to this day, it's still like, really? So after all that, I became a better business person. I started looking at things from 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 different ways. And there are many people who have been on eBay and have PayPal for years. And I've learned to ask better questions, because this was one guy, well, I run my business this way. And I was like, dude, you sell an item that's between $1 and $5. I sold items between $50 and $8,000. I could sell 6 items and make more off those 6 items than you made all month, dude. Maybe all year. You have to find out exactly what's going on. Because sometimes you don't have people comparing apples to oranges. You have people comparing cars to houses. That's how radical different the comparison is, and they're trying to make it seem like the same. If someone's telling you something, ask 5 or 6 more questions. Who, what, when, why, how much, when were you started? Because there was a group I joined, and I remember going to the group facilitator, and I said, are these people part-time? Because I'm like, a seasoned business person is going to like, really? You should know that. And then he's like, yeah, they are part-time. Because the thing is, some of the stuff that I heard and some of the crisis and some of the... I went through early 2000. And there's like, now I had to remember, everyone's in a different space. Everyone's in a different space. And I had to really pull back because I was just like, really? And I had to adjust my expectations because typically when you join an online group, most of the people who will be on the online group are going to be intermediate or beginners, because the folks who are really stroking out in their business typically are not going to be in a group unless they start the group and they want to share their information. It's just not like on eBay power seller boards. The really heavy hitters, they may have had membership and access to that board, but they were never there. It was always whiny bitches like, oh, eBay. And I was like, that's when I was drinking the eBay Kool-Aid. And I was like, man, I don't know, eBay's the best thing in the world. And I was walking one day and, my ass. I got bit in the ass by eBay. And I was like, I understood. But the deal is, when you go through these things, how you respond is more important than what happened. Because we went ahead and shifted the ratios. eBay went to about 25% of the profits. Then Craigslist, bam, filled up that other space. And we made sure that we started going to the flea market more. And we start putting, just so many things came from that chaos that were beneficial to this day. That's why I say, I'm glad it happened, because it created business income streams that probably I would have never thought of. It's like being put in that position where you're forced to do stuff. And that's one of the reasons I tell you to go out and try and don't be afraid to fail. Because everyone is like, I'm looking for that sure thing. I'm looking for guaranteed returns. But see, this is the thing you're missing. If you get a guaranteed return, it can't go up. It won't go down, but it can't go up. But if you go out and you're just going to take it as it comes, you may just, bam, right on the concrete. Break your nose, break your face, scars all over your face. That could happen. And I'm going to tell you, it's worth it. Because you learn so much from hitting that concrete. And then, because there's no guaranteed returns, there's no ceiling. There's no floor, but there's no ceiling. I think it's abundantly fair. Because when you go out and you really push it, you find out stuff about yourself. You find out your limits. And you build something better. Because success is seductive, but failure will make your ass grow up. Failure will make your ass grow up. Bad things will really toughen you up. Like the crap that's going on with YouTube right now in the community, and people whining and talking about, I'm going to quit. Psh, I've gone through much worse than that. I'm like, you could talk about me all day. You can flag videos all day. You could hit the dislike button all day. My ass ain't going nowhere. You won't have that much power over me. Sorry. Because there's too many people that like this information. So that's just crazy. But push. Push, push, push. If you don't have chaos, create some. Yeah. Create some. If you don't have haters, go out and bitch slap a few people and get yourself some haters. I'm telling you, they keep you on your toes. It wake up, it's like, yep, there's a hater. I'm serious. I have haters. It is so deep that I know without a shadow of a doubt, when certain things happen, I know exactly who did it. Because they've been hating so hard. And the thing is, hate leaves trails. When I get a comment and then something else happens, or I see something on the blog or a Google alert, it's just real easy to connect the dots. And I'm just sitting there like, if you worked that hard on your business, you wouldn't have time to think about me. I mean, seriously. And I laugh because I'm going to tell you a quick story. There was some bullshit that was going on, right, recently. And my old behavior pattern would be to engage with the bullshit. You know, I would just like, there's a bullshit. Boom, just high dive right into it. Like, yeah. Just bullshit. Waste of time. Because there's no profit in that stuff. There's absolutely none. You get a small emotional charge because you like get a little zinger in there or say something. You come off looking smarter than that guy for a second. But the thing is, this person was in a cesspool and you were on cloud 9, and this person pulled you from cloud 9 into the cesspool. So really, who won? You were clean, now you're dirty. And I had to learn that lesson the hard way, because it's true from the movie Gremlins. When you feed the trolls after midnight, they turn. Whoa, they go out and get, I mean, seriously, it's like yeah, this is what I want. Give me some more hate. They get bigger. And I learned that lesson. You know, I tell them, you know, a lot of my new friends who are going through this stuff, I'm like, look, ride it out. Don't engage. It's hard. Don't do it. And this stuff goes on, and I laugh at it now. I do get mad. I'm a person. I get mad here and there. But I have learned to navigate that anger and channel it, because instead of engaging, I created a whole new plan. Because when it first happened, I was like, you know what? I got work to do. I turned off the Facebook. I turned off YouTube. Hey, let's see if I could pull this out without disturbing the camera. Yeah, you know, this is, you know, this is what I did. I don't know if you can see that. Goals. What's on there? Yeah, you know, I got busy creating goals. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm actually at my desk. Here's another one. Here's some more. This is what I did. This was my response to the bullshit. I sat down and I created new products. That's what I did. I took that ferocious velocity of indignation and I channeled it into creation. And I made $1,500 in 3 days versus sitting there fighting with people I don't know, never met, never will met, don't matter. And, you know, it's just, you know, I logically pull myself off the ledge. And that's the new thing. Whenever something happens, I got a choice. And that's part of the chaos growth process. When something bad happens, you have a choice. You can submit to it, or you can elevate above it. And that's the new thing. That's part of my growth as a person, being here on YouTube. I didn't capitulate. I didn't go into the mud. I elevated. I looked down and the mud was attractive. I wanted to get down in there. I was just, I wanted to get in there. I did. But I learned there's no profit in that. There's no profit whatsoever. But there's profit in this. There's profit in this. There's profit in this. These are goals. These are goals. These are plans. These are goals, timetables. There's profit in this. There's profit in this. That's where I put my energy. And the results were great, because I'm trying to tell you, don't run from the chaos. You can rise above it. You can become, I'm not going to say a better person, because, you know, we have this thing with good, better, best. I'm going to say you're going to enter a different sphere of resource and influence. When you elevate, there are less people up there. The higher you go, the more resources you can absorb. When you come down, there's a bunch of people down there fighting for the same resources. So think about that. As you go down, there are more people down there. As you go up, there are more resources. I'm telling you, because what we are doing today in this world on YouTube, and I'm going to say something like, anyone that talks about someone's family is just a punk. It's a straight jackass. I am one of the biggest shit talkers on YouTube. I've never talked about anyone's wife. I've never talked about anyone's child, and I'm not going to. That's ridiculous. This is YouTube. This is only a part of people's life. To sit and talk about people's family, it just shows the level of uncouthness these people have. I've never talked about anyone's family. That's just crazy, because many people on YouTube live in it's a facade. Okay, let's just keep it real. It's a facade. That's not who they are. When people meet me in the street, they're like, damn, you're the same. And they're shocked. They are freaking shocked. I'm the dude that says the same things in public that I see on YouTube, and people are like, you shouldn't have said that in public, man. You shouldn't have said that in mixed company. I'm going to tell you a quick story that's going to make you laugh. I got a really good friend named Dina, and I was at Atlantic Station one night it was Dina and two of her other female friends. And it was about 10:30, right? And there was all these lovely women, right? And I'm at this table with three women. There's a group of guys next to us. And the women I'm with, they're all lovely, they're all very attractive. And the guys are like moving their chairs around to get a look. Whereas me, every time something I wanted to look at, God. Oh! And Dina is like, I am cracking up. I'm like, they got it on display. I'm going to look. Damn. And the thing is, that's authentic. In this society, we as men is like, don't do that. I'm like, why? Women I'm sorry. If you're going to spend 3 hours getting yourself hooked up, I'm going to spend 3 seconds looking at your ass. Sorry. That's me. But Dina was just like, I am cracking up. I'm like, because there was this one, I still remember her to the day. Woo! Anywho, but the deal is, talking about people's families and stuff, that's an abomination. That's really an abomination against anyone's character, because if you know the family and you're engaged and there's some bullshit and they did something to you, that's one thing. But to talk about people you never met, you never will meet, I can't see it. I can't see it. And no one's ever made me that mad enough to sit around and start talking about people's families. And I've been plenty mad. But that's the whole deal. Don't run from chaos. Don't run from problems. Problems can make you rich. Solving problems can make you rich. Being a facilitator and a problem solver can make you rich. Don't run from it. Because I was pissed off, and I'm still pissed off about the injustice of eBay and PayPal. But overall, the money that came from that experience, and also having the courage to talk about it, because the thing is, when you talk about stuff like that, the immediate thing is people think you did something wrong. And then when I talked about it, and then it started happening to many of you, and they're like, oh, Glendon was right. A lot of things that I talked about 2009, 2010, people thought I was full of shit, thought that I had actually did something wrong. Later on, as people going on, they start, oh, he was right. I get that all the time. I get emails about that all the time. So if you have an opinion or a thought about something that's not really popular, don't be afraid to not say it, because you may look like a genius in 2 years because you had the courage to say it when it was unpopular. But when it's popular, anyone can be onto the popular train. Anyone can jump onto the bandwagon. But it takes a person of exceptional confidence, courage, and just authenticity to say stuff and mean it and live it. So just some stuff for you to chew on. This is one of the new things I'm going to start doing, just these little morning chats sometimes here and there, just when it comes across the dome, because I woke up this morning and it was just about chaos and how chaos has made me successful. All the crazy stuff that happened, the Craigslist stories, putting myself in really strange situations, because my partner would just crack up. It's like, oh, I already know you're all on that, aren't you? I was like, yeah, because average person be like, nah, I'm out. That's not going to happen. No. And me, I'm like, yeah. Because I like people. I'm sorry, I do. All right, this is Glendon, and I'll see you on the good side.